Our next technique is Twisted Twig, and it's against a wrist lock. Now again, like most of our lock techniques, especially things like entangled wing on blue belt, this particular technique, and also locked wing as we've covered in orange belt, the often asked question is, well, how did I end up here? So again, you're being grabbed, potentially in a flow, someone's grabbed you by the wrist, you've decided to try and retract your hand, and the person is going to apply that wrist lock or end up in that wrist lock position. So from a beginning point, we're going to start from, again, our standard base here. We're essentially going to have our hand out in front with that wrist in flexion here as well. The idea here is the person is applying pressure with two hands in this way to our wrist. So obviously that's a lot of pressure on the wrist and we want to relieve that very quickly. So again, from this point then, what we're going to do is we're going to take a step forward. And as we take that step forward, we're going to basically apply pressure or clear the pressure by going between the two hands. So if the person has me here, the point or path of least resistance here at this one is, or to alleviate pressure from that lock, is to get your elbow under the wrist. So here what we're going to do is we're going to take a step, we're going to clear with our left hand, so clearing their right hand with our left hand, and we're going to step and we're going to hit that upward elbow coming into the jaw or into the chin here as well. So once we hit that upward elbow, the next thing we're going to do then is hit our outward elbow. And as you'll see, my hand is in this position. I'm going to hit my outward elbow and I'm going to keep this hand as a check or potentially an eye poke if the person is too close. From here then, once we've done our outward elbow, we're going to drop and we're going to hit a hammer strike from here to the groin. So again, we're going to take that, we're taking it from height zone 1 all the way down to 3. So from here, we're going to take our step, we're going to clear with that upward elbow, we're going to hit our outward elbow here, and then we're going to drop and we're going to hit a hammer strike. Again, you'll notice that this is the closest one. We're at the closest range here. Potentially we're extending range by knocking their head back. We're now getting a slightly wider range, which is why we use our outward elbow. And then we extend to our hammer strike, giving us more reach because the range potentially is also extended slightly again. Now, one historical reference on this one is Twisted Twig, or the version of it before it was named back in the 60s tapes, was actually done slightly different. So from here, as you've seen, I've gone from height zone 1 to 2 to 3. Originally, it was done as an upward elbow, dropping to a hammer, and then coming up into that obscure elbow, potentially hitting 2 and 3 in terms of the height zones, or sorry, 2 and 1 in terms of hitting the height zones as well. So just a little bit of historical reference as to, again, this technique may have actually, had a slightly different sequence, whereas now we follow the more logical sequence of moving down through the height zones and also those ranges that we've mentioned, the slight extension of ranges and the use of the weapons within those extended ranges as well.